Today's story is about our main character, Miko. When he was small, some ogres killed his parents, after which he decided he would drive all the ogres from this earth. At the beginning of the story, it is explained that when monsters appeared, humans created their own separate kingdoms. They also prepared guards who would prevent monsters from entering. In the current time, we see a scene from a kingdom where Princess Sally is running away from her guards. The guards are chasing her because Sally dreams of leaving her kingdom to go on an adventure, where she can learn about everything and see the world. However, her parents do not want her to be a traveler. We learn that the traveler she runs into is none other than her main character, Miko. Sally asks him not to tell the guards that she is here. Miko says yes. When the guards arrive, they mistake Miko for a girl because he has long hair and is older than Sally. They say they are on watch because monsters are often seen in the area. Miko agrees and points them in a different direction, after which the guards leave. Now, Sally comes out and thanks Miko. She takes him on a tour of her kingdom. Since all the shopkeepers knew the princess, Miko received free goods, which he later gave to Sally. He takes her to her palace, where she feeds Miko delicious food and asks about his story. Since Miko was a traveler, she assumes he has seen the world in a way she hasn't. Here, Miko tells her some of his stories, but also mentions, "Your palace and kingdom are so peaceful. It's everyone's dream to live in a kingdom like this, and you are a princess." Sally says that her dream is to get out of there. She will leave because it feels like a prison to her. It was now night, so she goes to her room. We then see a view from far away showing a monster keeping watch over the palace. The next day, Sally goes to meet Miko again. When she reaches his room, she sees that Miko is changing his clothes and is surprised to see that he is a boy. All this time, she thought Miko was a girl. After this, while leaving, Miko told her about his travels and the rest of his story. After which Sally says that she is now very confident. She feels that if a boy like Miko can travel, then why can't she? To this, Miko says it's a good point. Sally then asks if she can join his team, but Miko gives her a warning. He says that his journey is very dangerous and that it's possible she could die. Sally gets scared when she hears this, but he tells her he was just joking. We are then shown the king sitting in the main hall of the palace. A monster comes to meet them. It's the same monster we saw keeping watch. This monster says they do not want to fight. Because of this, they demand 30 human bodies every month, which the king must provide. Otherwise, the monster himself will kill the people. The guards surround him, and one guard attacks. The monster kills him and says that his body count will not be reduced from the total. The king tells him that he will think about it and give an answer later, after which the monster leaves. As Miko and Sally are going out, they see the monster leaving. Upon seeing Miko, the monster becomes very frightened and runs away. Miko notices him and smiles an evil smile. In the next scene, the king calls Sally over and tells her to stay in a safe place. Just then, they hear a sound. Sally immediately runs outside and sees many monsters. These were all monster ogres, led by Yaki and his brother Moki. Yaki tells his brother that the boy who destroyed their city is inside this palace. In the meantime, Miko comes out by himself. He sees these ogres and is very happy, wanting to fight them. Moki was also very happy because he could now get his revenge. Sally comes and tells Miko to move away because the monsters are very dangerous, but Miko wasn't paying attention to her. He comes forward and introduces himself to Moki, who also tells him his name before attacking. As he was punching, Miko took out his sword and cut off his hand. He then takes the braid from his hair, ties it on his head, and moves forward attacking all the ogres. He kills everyone one by one. I understood from this that Miko is a person whose sole purpose is to destroy monsters. He asks Moki, "Who are you?" But Moki, without answering, finishes him off. Then he turns to Sally, who looked very surprised. We see a dog come out from inside the palace. He goes to Miko, after which he and the dog leave. Sally tries to stop him, but Miko ignores her. Sally was about to follow, but her attention returned to the ogres' bodies, and she stops, scared. The scene changes. We see that Sally still had not forgotten Miko even though a full month has passed. Sally, determined to go on an adventure, comes to talk to her father again. This time, she has also cut her hair to show how serious she is. Seeing this, her father says yes. She is very happy. Her father asks her what her plan is for this adventure. Sally says she doesn't have one now, but will figure it out later. After this, Sally gets dressed in her adventure clothes and leaves. After traveling for some time, she reaches a forest where she finds a strange human-like rabbit lying unconscious. Sally ignores it and starts to leave, but then the rabbit's stomach makes a sound. Sally has to stop. She takes out a carrot and feeds it to the rabbit as it regains consciousness. It turns out she is a girl. First, she thanks Sally and then tells her that her name is Bunny. Sally shows her a photo of Miko and asks if she has seen this boy. The rabbit girl says she hasn't seen anyone like that. Sally has to continue her journey, but the rabbit girl, Bunny, is ready to walk with her because the journey ahead could be dangerous. The rabbit girl says yes. After some time, they reach a small village. When they enter, a villager is not happy to see Bunny because the people of that village, who were demi-humans, did not like her. The man immediately asks her to leave, although he was talking to Sally nicely. Sally doesn't like this and doesn't go inside the village. However, she had to come inside, so she covers Bunny's face with a cloth to hide her. They enter the village, and this time they meet the lord of that village. He was talking to them nicely because he did not yet know Bunny's reality. The lord sees a lot of carrots nearby and comes forward happily. Bunny's face was now visible, but the lord had no reaction. He understood that both of them were travelers, so he tells them that if they want to stay the night, they can stay at his house. In the next scene, it was already night and both of them had come to the Lord's house. The Lord shows Bunny her room. Later, while taking Sally to her room, he tells her that their region was once a kingdom of monsters. They used to come and attack them anytime, causing many of their people to lose their lives. Then, a traveler came and killed all the monsters. When he tells her about the traveler, Sally understands and asks if it was Miko and if he could tell his address. The Lord says no, he doesn't know, because the boy had gone in no time and he hadn't even been able to thank him properly. This is why he welcomes every traveler so well. Sally then asks him why, if he understands so well, he doesn't treat demi-humans the same way. The Lord says demi-humans are no less than monsters. No matter how good they behave in the beginning, in the end, they are bad. Sally tries to explain, but he ignores her. The next morning when Sally wakes up, she hears a voice and immediately comes out. Outside, she meets a demi-ogre who is attacking the humans. She's scared after seeing it. He was also going to attack her, but at the right time, Bunny arrives and kicks him twice, putting an end to the demi-ogre. Outside the village, some soldiers have just noticed all of this. Back in the village, Sally is thanking Bunny, but the rest of the villagers look very scared after seeing Bunny's power. The village lord comes there and asks Bunny and Sally to leave. Later, Bunny suddenly comes forward and says thank you to the village lord. Seeing this, everyone was shocked. Later, Bunny and Sally leave and are now in the forest. After walking a short distance, they are met by the soldiers who were watching the village. Without saying anything, the soldiers arrest them. In the next scene, they are in jail when the captain of the soldiers arrives. His name is Hawk. He comes and gets them out of jail. At first, Sally was asking why they were caught. Hawk says that Bunny is a demi-human and her strength could be a danger to others, which is why she was caught. Sally was caught for being with her. Sally asks, then why are you letting us go? To which Hawk replies that he talked to the villagers who told him that Bunny had not caused any problems and that her nature is great. Hawk found out that Bunny is not bad, so he's leaving to apologize. He also gives them treats and brings them to the Rimdari kingdom where he is a captain knight. As they were roaming around the kingdom, they see two monsters outside. Both were ogres. The big monster's name is Jade and the girl's name is Mary. Both are planning to attack the kingdom. There was a huge and strong wall, but to break it, Mary uses all of her strength and destroys one of her ogre eyes, which makes a hole in the wall. Now Jade could move on, but because of using so much power, Mary's strength had gone and her size had become small, so she stayed there. Jade decides to go in and kill the soldiers. When Sally sees Jade, she seems very surprised, and Hawk, seeing her advancing, pushes her back and tells her to stop. But Sally was no longer in control. Jade was about to attack her, but in the same moment, Bunny arrives and pushes Jade away and asks her to leave. Suddenly, Sally regains consciousness but refuses to leave. Hawk tells her not to and asks the people around to go away because there is a lot of danger. On the side, we see Jade laughing and then starting to attack. Bunny is using her full strength, but Jade is much bigger than her, so her attacks have no effect and defeat seems inevitable. Sally, watching this, comes and shouts Bunny's name loudly.
After that, a lot of strength came inside Bunny, and she got motivated and started attacking again, but it was of no use. Jade threw her down again and she fell beside Sally. Sally appears in front of him. Zed says that he will kill them both, but Sally doesn't move away. Suddenly, she feels a hit in her body and her eyes start to glow just like Miko's eyes glowed in the beginning of the story. She doesn't even realize it and immediately cuts off one of Jade's arms, and she also has an evil smile on her face like Miko.
Now, the scene changes and we see Mary outside, sitting at the base of a tree, waiting for Jade to return. Then, Miko emerges from behind the tree. He asks if she was the one who caused the explosion. Mary, surprised she hadn't sensed Miko's presence, is nevertheless happy. Until Jade returns, she has found someone to pass the time with. She moved her hair aside and uses her auger eye, felling the tree with a glance. Although Miko feels no pain, he understands that she too is an augur. He already knew this because the horn on Mary's head, which contained her power, was a clear sign. Miko says, "Look, I don't want to kill you. I just came to talk." We're back inside the kingdom. We see Jade laughing out loud at Sally. He seemed thrilled to have another opponent. He then turns to punch Sally again, but Sally catches his hand. Jade is completely stunned. Outside, we see Miko and Mary. Mary asks Miko if he is a famed traveler who kills monsters, to which Miko replies that she already knows the answer. Next, Miko asks her, "Why are you and your friend killing the people of this kingdom?" Mary explains there's only one reason. Humans created their own kingdoms, completely disregarding monsters and other creatures. She says, "I am either a monster or an augur. I have no problem with them, but we still have no place to stay. All the humans took our land, and I want revenge for this." As she speaks, she returns to her original form, her power fully recovered. She summons all of her auger eyes and tells Miko that he is a threat to them and must now die. Miko ties his braid back, declaring he is ready to fight. "If that's the case, then try me." Inside, Jade is also saying the same thing. "You could become a very big danger for us." So she unleashes a powerful blast, causing a massive blast. On the other side, Mary also hears the sound of this blast, which distracts her for a moment. Taking advantage of this, Miko attacks, slashing her through the middle. He says, "You need me." Although Mary uses magic to turn her body into mist, Miko's sword initially cuts through it before she reforms, completely healed. She says, "You are fighting me, but aren't you going to help your friends who are still alive?" Miko states that his purpose is not just to save people, but to eradicate augurs from this earth. Following this, Miko uses a final spell to destroy her and all of her auger eyes. We're back in the kingdom. We see that when the dust from the explosion clears, Sally is completely unharmed and was standing in front, shielding Bunny. Now Sally draws her sword and defeats Jade, but she becomes unconscious immediately afterward. Outside, we see Miko and Mary. Mary asks Miko if he is the famed traveler who kills monsters, to which Miko replies that she already knows the answer. Mary uses her most powerful attack, the same one she used to break the Great Wall, but we see that it does nothing to Miko. In fact, he doesn't even have a scratch. This reverts Mary to her small form, all her power exhausted. Miko immediately steps forward and holds a sword above her. Mary asks for his name, believing she is about to die, but Miko just tells her his name and spares her. He destroys her auger eye, so now she cannot use that much power. After that, Miko also cuts off the horn that holds the power of the augurs. Miko's dog had arrived and asked him why he won't finish her. Miko says no, he has taken her power, so he has no more business with her now that she's a human. The dog, however, thought that Miko might see himself in Mary. Following this, Miko started to leave. He had also sensed Sally's presence, which is why the dog asks if they should go and meet her. He tells the dog no, "I haven't met my soulmate yet." From this we learn that a piece of Miko's spirit resides inside Sally, which is why her power is activated. Miko and the dog departed. Now we see that a mysterious person was watching this and says that he has now found the man for his job. Later, we are shown Sally. When she regains consciousness, she sees Bunny sitting beside her. Then Hawk also arrives and returns Sally's sword. Sally was asking him what happened to the augur, to which Hawk says that Sally was the one who killed him. Sally was a little shocked and surprised to hear this.
Hawk took them both away from there. He takes them back to the prison again and Sally exclaims, "Are you arresting us again?" To which Hawk says, "No, it's nothing like that." He puts them in a cell and shows them Mary, that this girl was found lying on the other side of the broken wall, and she was an ogre. Hearing this, Sally remarks, "She looks human." Hawk explains this monster looks just like a human. He also says it's a monster that likely attacked us, so it should be eliminated, but it is unconscious right now. Once it becomes conscious, we'll finish it. Sally says that she will stay here and watch over her until she regains consciousness, after which Hawk leaves. Once Hawk has departed, Bunny reveals that Mary is not truly unconscious, she's merely feigning it. Now that the secret is out, Mary sits up and confirms that she really is an ogre, immediately attacking Bunny. Her power is gone because Miko cut off her horn, so her punches have no effect on Bunny, but Sally thinks she looks cute. Mary is very surprised because her power wasn't working. While trying, she suddenly remembers the scene where Miko had cut her horn. She immediately says Miko's name. Sally is surprised to hear this and asks her to explain what happened. Then Mary starts telling them everything. Outside, we see an ogre in the jungle that is growing like a city. Back in the cell, after Mary has told them everything, Sally says, "That's good, your power is gone. Does this mean you are a normal person like a human? Now you don't have to die." Mary says that she is an ogre, and now that she has lost her power, there is no point in living for her anymore. But Sally doesn't like this at all. She approaches Bunny and tells her that they need to free Mary from here. On the other side, we see that Hawk is sitting down when his soldiers come and inform him that Mary has escaped and her two friends helped her. Hearing this, Hawk immediately runs out. He runs and finds Sally and Mary as they're passing by. He blocks her path, attacking and knocking them down. After this, all three of them started running away again. The Hawk wanted to stop them, so leaving everyone behind, he tried to get ahead. But just then, someone comes from that growing city and destroys the whole kingdom in a single attack. This event stuns Hawk. He was worried, unable to understand what just happened. In front of Mary, a high-level ogre appears, the one who just destroyed the city. His name is Simon. When he sees Mary with humans, he asks, "What is she doing here?"
At the same time, he notices that Mary no longer has horns on her head, which means her power is gone. He says, "Without your horns, you are like a human. You are of no use to us, nor are you an ogre. You should die for the sake of your family." Upon hearing this, Mary immediately gets on her knees and says, "As you command." Sally did not like this, so she stepped forward. Simon immediately warns her that what she has done is wrong. Now Bunny also came forward. Sally and Bunny were both ready to fight. Simon begins to attack, but at that moment, someone contacts him through telepathy and stops him. The one who contacted him is named Miraji, the same person we saw watching over the kingdom earlier. He says, "Do not attack Sally. Retreat from there now." Simon has to obey his seniors, so he returns. Anyway, the sun was starting to rise and morning was approaching. Sally sees Hawk down on his knees looking at his destroyed kingdom. She immediately goes to him. First, she helps him up and then makes him understand that there's nothing they can do on their own now. They have to survive and take revenge on whoever did this. Hawk agrees. He gets up and says that first of all, they have to find the village because they have nothing to eat and there's no forest nearby. Mary says there's a village near here, but it will take them half a day to get there. After this, they started walking. In the next scene, they reached the village. It was a room. They come to a hotel where the owner, seeing Bunny, was not going to give them a room. But then Hawk steps forward. When the owner sees his face, he recognizes him as the Knight Captain of the Rimdari Kingdom, and so he gives them a room. The group enters the room and then Hawk gives some money to Sally and tells her to get food. When Sally leaves, Hawk was very sad, but Bunny consoles him. After which he was feeling a little better and went to get a drink of water. Mary was also standing there talking to Bunny. She says that you are a demi-human, but you are still very kind. Bunny says that she wasn't always like this. She became this way after meeting Sally. Here, Bunny asks Mary her name. Mary tells her, but then Bunny says, "That's your ogre name. Now that you have become human, you should change your name." She holds out a carrot, which Mary also chose for her new name. After this, the scene changes. We see Sally in the market, wondering how she will get food for the four of them.
Just then Miko comes and sits down with her back to her. Sally was very happy to meet him. Miko says that her short hair suits her. He also says that I know that you have learned a lot on this journey. You must have learned some things and endured a great deal. To which Sally says yes, she now knew how badly humans treat demi-humans and dislike them. Miko then poses a scenario. Suppose there's a small child whose parents were killed by a demi-human. Now tell me, what will he do? Sally says that he will definitely hate those demi-humans for some time. But Miko's mood changes and he says no. He will decide that one day he will kill all those demi-humans. Indirectly, he's talking about himself. However, the very next moment, he starts laughing and says that they don't have to do any of those things. After this, we see Miraji in the same village. A little girl comes and gives him a pastry and he thanks her. Irev also arrives and asks him why he stopped him. To which Miraji says that if Simon had fought Sally, he would have lost. But Simon couldn't believe it. We are back here again with Miko and Sally. Sally is now saying that she didn't know why humans and demi-humans hate each other, but she wants all the creatures and species on this earth to get to know one another so everyone can live together. But Miko tells her that it isn't that easy. Sally says that it doesn't matter, she will do it anyway. Now she invites Miko to join her group, but Miko says that he has to travel alone, after which he was about to leave. While going, he also said, we'll meet again and I will share our story with you. He leaves and Sally also returns to the hotel.